Morning, Satesman here, small van driver on the 6. It's Sunday morning, quite early. I don't know when this will go out, depends when it gets downloaded. And yeah, pretty poorly last week I was actually. I sort of started getting a bit poorly, as in cold and sore throat and not feeling brilliant sort of Sunday afternoon. But I got a load on to deliver to Ipswich Monday morning, so it had to be done. I could have phoned and said you'd have to get someone to pick it up, but when I'm feeling a bit shit like that, you might as well sit in a van and drive because you're only going to sit at home and mope. And I weren't feeling like that unwell. I was just cold. Call it man flu, but my wife calls it cold. But yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't feel particularly brilliant, but I felt good enough to just sit in a van and drive. And when you're in a small van, which is different to a large van, there's not a lot of that. There's no handballing. It's just one item, one pallet, quick strap back in the van, and away we go. So we carried on, but made a conscious decision that I was going to stay pretty local. There was no night out. There's going to be no night outs, no tramping, nothing like that. I was going to be coming home, and I weren't going to be. I did less hours, a fair few less hours, just so I didn't overdo it. We started off. Obviously, we got a load on from Friday. Oh, let's go for the fuel prices. They are coming down. They ain't coming down quick enough for my liking because the price of oil is coming down quite rapidly. So, but the fuel don't come down. It goes up quick, but it don't come down quick. My cheapest fuel last week was 153.8. Next week it is down at 150. And we celebrate that. God knows why, because it's 150. I mean, there you go. Don't get me going. Anyway, we did the job. We've got to go to Ipswich Hospital first thing Monday. And we got there and met the bloke, and that was nice and easy. Dropped off. They're doing a new unit, a children's unit, and yep, went into a compound, dropped the the insulation off, and got it signed straight away. And I was looking for a job, really, anything back home, because I was feeling pretty ropey. And I thought, if I don't get anything back, I'll just drive home. I'm not going to go to London. I don't want to hassle London. And there was a job on there from Thetford. I put my desktop on at 50 miles, and there was a job from Thetford to Littleport to Huntingdon to Northampton, 6 miles from my house. And I phoned up. I worked for this shipper a couple of times. Really nice guy, and he gave me the job, which was brilliant. When you're feeling a bit ropey and you got a job that gets you virtually home, it's okay. And I hit target as well, which I was staggered about. But I hit target on the Monday. Yes, I did a 9-hour day, but it wasn't hard. It was just drive down, drive back, couple of drops, nice and easy. And we were done. We were finished at 3 o'clock. So nice early finish, and yeah, just sat in the house. I'd got a job for Tuesday booked in, which was going to Reading, and it was a laptop. It was solicitor stuff, which is nice and simple, easy job. And again, I thought Reading, it's not too far. Should get a job back somewhere to the Midlands, and that'll be me done. And it didn't happen quite like that. I got to Reading, delivered it, no problem, and really struggled in Reading to get anything. And in fact, didn't get anything out of Reading, and there was a lot of drivers around. I ended up going to Newbury. It was actually this side of Newbury, Reading side of Newbury, and that was to Harrow, and that was to hospital again. Um, and it was dropping off 4 small boxes for an engineer who was working on there, who I'd got a contact number with. And Harrow is a huge hospital. They're doing lots of work at the moment. Found him straight away. Luckily, he was outside, and there were only 4 small electrical boxes. Job done. Didn't hit nowhere near target, and I was I thought I'm just going to drive home. Still feeling ropey-ish, but good enough to drive. You just feel sorry for yourself, really, don't you? But yeah, good enough to drive home and come up the M1, and there was a job on there from a local shipper to me who I'm working quite a lot of jobs for, and it was picking up Milton Keynes, which I was going past on the motorway, delivering the next morning to a place called Radford Semele, which is just outside Leamington Spa, not far, so it suited me down to the ground really. I put a quote in, got a phone call pretty quick. I said I'm coming up to Milton Keynes. Dropped in and picked it up. It was a box. It was one small box. which I kept in the van overnight. And that was me done. Drive home. Again, it was only an 8-hour day, so it was okay. I was done by 4. Before 4, actually, it was less than 8 hours. And I got a load on for the morning, which I hadn't got to get up mega early to deliver. It was only an hour from where I live, 45 minutes. And so that was Tuesday. Nowhere near target, but I weren't really worried about targets this week, to be honest. Just thought I'd just have a steady week, no stress on myself, no longer trips. That was it. Wednesday, I did the job to Radford Semele. Got me there for 9 o'clock. Got there at 1:45, and I've delivered there 3 or 4 times. And it's nice and easy drop. They've got lovely goods in, nice, simple. And I picked a job up straight away, and it was from Coventry, which not too far, about 7-8 mile away, and it was going to Stafford, and it was a plumbing merchant's stock transfer to us plumbing merchants in Stafford, same company. They'll find that nice and easy because you know they're going to be open. You know there's someone there. They've got a goods in. It's all straightforward, and it was. It was 2 kitchen sinks I took. That's all it was, and I got stuck in traffic as before I got off the motorway at Stafford, and I was looking at jobs after that, and there was a job on there. Again, I'm looking from Stafford to go back home, and the job on there from Cradley Heath, which was back down to the west of Birmingham, sort of west of Birmingham, and it was going to Norwich, and it was being delivered in Norwich the next day. It got to be picked up any time that afternoon and delivered to Norwich the next morning, which goes past my house virtually. The A14, just not much difference. So I put a good bid on it. Thought that could do me nicely because that means I can just deliver Stafford, go and pick it up, and I'll be home early as well. That's exactly what happened. I got the job. I dropped the kitchen sinks off. I'd already got the job, so I knew I got a flexi time. But I thought I'm just going to drive towards Birmingham. If there's a little job in Birmingham I can do before I pick it up, even better. There was, but they weren't going for the price that I was prepared to do it for. Birmingham drivers, you're obviously going in cheap, or you just know the area more than me, how quick you can get it done. But I'm not quoting 25 quid on no job, to be honest. Um, so I thought, no, don't bother. So I just went to Cradley Heath. It was a pallet, full pallet, and it was going to Norwich. And it was going to the prison, Norwich prison, for the next day. Which I'm going to do a separate video on Ministry of Defence places, prisons, hospitals, places that are more. It's difficult. There's a lot more structure. You don't just go there, drop it off, bang, and you're out. It takes time. But I'm going to do a separate video in the week next week on not awkward places to live, just protocol and what you need to do. Anyway, back to week in life. And we delivered, and we picked up Cradley Heath. I say it was a full pallet, shrink wrapped. And I got a contact number for the prison. So next day, so it was contractors going to be there. And we just drove home. And I was home at 2:30. So I just did 7 hours a day, home at 2:30. Again, I'm feeling slightly better now. You know, the sore throat has gone, still blowing my nose, but feeling on the way back. So luckily, got home and phoned up, got in touch with the shipper to say that it's going to prison. I've got contractor's details, but I hadn't got an inventory of what it was. He said I can send you a packing list and all that. All I got was my paperwork. But I spoke with the customer, who was the roofer, who was going to be there. It was a roofing stuff. And he said, no, mate, he says, you meet us. He said, we've got to get an induction at 7:30 at Norwich. Can you be here for 8? I said, yeah, next morning. So Thursday, feeling a lot better now. Got up early. I was on the road at 5 and I was in Yarmouth. I was in Norwich at 7:30. And I was at Morrison's because Norwich Prison's right in the middle. And I phoned him up. I says, look, I'm here. Give us a shout. When you're ready for these, you had your induction. When you're ready for me to come up, I'll come to the prison. He said, we're still outside. You can come up now. There's plenty of parking here. And they'd spoke to him in there. But I had to take the van into the prison. They wouldn't let us unload it outside and take the stuff in like that, walk it in. You have to drive in. And there's a lot of protocol. You have to empty the van. It gets searched, blah. It takes a while. I've done about 5 or 6 prison ones. And I've only had to go in twice because I've only took one box in before where I can walk it in. But this was a pallet. 150 kilo pallet. So we had to drive the van in and get escorted all the way through. I say I'll do a video in a week about what you have to do. It took us about, and this was without delay, it took about 45 minutes to get from getting in to getting out. So bear that in mind. But we got it done. It was all good. Outside the prison, and I'm in Norwich, parked up. Norwich can be a notoriously bad area to get out of. It's not the best area. There was 3 or 4 drivers within the 30-mile radius on my app, mobile app. I thought I'm going to may struggle to get out there, and a job come on from Great Yarmouth, 20 odd miles away. Great Yarmouth, it's about 20 miles, and it was going to Slough, and I put a quote in. I swallow the dead miles to Great Yarmouth. I don't put that in on the job, which I do on a lot of jobs. I put the dead miles in and do the pence per mile over all the miles, but not in Norfolk. You've got to swallow that. I think you have anyway. I put the Great Yarmouth job in. I wanted the job to get to Slough. Still quite good money. Phoned up, and it was from the seafront. It was for a freight forwarder. It was an import. And it was going to Slough. And the company I was working for was the company was in Slough. And they give me it. They give me the job, which is fantastic. It gets you out. And got to Great Yarmouth. There was a little bit of paperwork that got to be sorted for the import, which is fine. And I've done stuff like this before. I think that helps. And make sure you get the right paperwork. Make sure you got where it's come from and everything. And it's all documented. And it was a wooden crate. And it was a part. And yeah, we got it on board and we trundled off to Slough. So we got good money on the day because that was over target. And that was my first day over target. And I was in Slough and I'd still got time for something else, which I did get. I delivered Slough and parked up, and it's busy around there. But then again, the amount of drivers around Heathrow, Slough, Colnbrook is huge. And I managed to get a job from High Wycombe, and it was going to NN6. It was ended up being Crick, and it was 7 huge boxes. And they ordered a small van, and I've got an L2. And let me tell you, we just got them in the L2, just. So a small van, I don't think they wouldn't have fitted. They wouldn't. I mean, I had to take my kit out the back, put the boxes in, and put my kit round the boxes because they needed to go right to get the bulkhead. But we got them on. The bloke was amazed. So all good. Delivered and got to Crick. The company closed at 4, and I got there at 4 o'clock. 1 minute past. They were literally going home, but the manager was still there, luckily, so we got him off. So it made a great day, Thursday, awesome day. And I've got a job booked for Friday as well. I sat outside and put the desktop on and got a job Friday from Northampton, Friday morning pickup, and it was at 9 o'clock. I thought I'd just have a nice steady Friday, going to Farnborough. So Thursday was a really good day, really good. Long day, don't get me wrong, it's 12 hours, but feeling better now. On Friday, I got a job booked in. So Friday I picked up, and it was a small box going from Moulton Park in Northampton. That's my wife. She don't like being on video, so she just runs past. Thinks she gets noticed even more. She's going to run back in a minute as well. So we'll just wait. Charging her for So Friday, Moulton Park picked up 1 box down to Farnborough, which is okay area. On Friday, you ready? Here we go. It's not right. So no words. Brings my subscribers up, I think. People would rather see that. Anyway, we did the box to Farnborough, and it was a 9 o'clock pickup, and I was in Farnborough. I had a great run down Friday, because Luton, Heathrow is normally a ball ache, but it was a great run. Got to Farnborough, and I'm looking for a job back, or anything. I thought if I could just get a small job. And there was a job on there from Fareham, which is not far, and it was going to Woking, which is it's a very small journey. But I just put I'll tell you what I put 37 quid on it, 38 quid. It was only like 20 miles all in. But it's just the time, and I want to get home. It's Friday. I'm looking to get back done. But it got me the money, and pence per mile went way up. So it was all good. And then we got to Woking, delivered right in the centre of Woking, big office block, which is quite difficult to park. I ended up parking on the path really, just put the van and put it on a wide path and park there, put my courier signs on and just run in quick. And she said you'd be all right in 5 minutes. And I managed to get a job out of Woking quite quick after it. There was a job there, Woking to Milton Keynes. And that's right, perfect for me. And it's Friday, and you want to get home. So I quoted cheaper on it. I'm not going to lie. I quoted 70 pence. Um, it's a bit more, probably about 72 pence. But I was literally on it. I was literally a mile away from it. And I got a phone call from the shipper, really nice guy. And it was going to everyone knows Woking. It's a Formula One technology centre there, which brilliant. I've been there about 3 times, four or 5 times maybe, I don't know. And so I knew what it was, and it was going to another racing team in Milton Keynes, which I've been to as well. So it got me home. It was brilliant. Phoned up, and they got me out. And I thought that's pretty good. And the money on it was, added all up quite well Friday. So ended the week well, and delivered to Milton Keynes. As I was delivering to Milton Keynes, I thought I was 18 miles from my house, and I thought that's me done. Lovely. I'll start looking for work for Monday. I've got my desktop on and my laptop and my mobile app, and a job come on. Milton Keynes. Pick up Milton Keynes, deliver Monday to Gillingham. And I was literally, I was on the industrial estate. It was literally round the corner. And it was pick up any time from now until 5 o'clock and deliver Monday morning at 9 o'clock. I put a quote in. I put quite a large quote in. I thought, well, there's bound to be work. I'll put this quote in on here. And yeah, shipper phoned. Said, you okay to do that job for us for Monday? It's for Monday, delivery Monday. I went, yeah. He said, you can't deliver it today. It's got to be Monday at 9 o'clock. I went, that's absolutely fine. It was a small box. It wasn't even half the size of a shoebox. It's got an electronic item. I brought it home. It's in the house. It's around the back here. And we'll deliver that Monday. So ended up really good end to the week, which is good. Right, figures. I did 1,300 miles, which is, I normally do 15 to 1,600, so it's less mileage. 43 hours week. So still a week, but I average about 50, so 7 hours less. So I was cutting my hours down, hour and a bit a day. And I did 31 hours driving, which again is 6 or 7 hours down on what I normally do. And I got 928 net. Added VAT, and it comes out 1,113.60. And take off the 10% for the HMRC, because I'm on the flat rate scheme, so I'll give them 111.36, and that works out. I've got a final figure of £1,000 and £1,002. It's hard to say that. £1,002. So even though I didn't push myself, as in I did less hours, I stayed quite local. I think I did quite fortunate. I picked jobs up quite quick. So, so it's gone through. Yeah, I picked jobs up quite quickly. Didn't have a lot of waiting time. Norfolk was the key to me last week. Finishing in Norwich, and within half an hour getting a job from Great Yarmouth to Slough at good money. That's what the key was. I could have been stuck in Norfolk and driving home or getting a rubbish job. There weren't a lot else. So that's it. And it works out £200 a day, which is what my target is really. So I'm happy with that. And got a job for Monday, going to Gillingham first thing, and then we're looking for work from there. Right, today we're going over to daughters and go grandson. We've got a birthday present for him. Got a fish tank. The other one's got a fish tank. Now this one's got one. And then we've got the Saints rugby, and hopefully going to see us beat Exeter. Hope you have a good week. Got it under 20 minutes. Look at that. Speak soon. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do have 1,000 subscribers. I don't know how many I've got. It just says 1K, so it's 1,000. Might be 1,020. It might be exactly 1,000. But I do appreciate you subscribing because it gets it out there. If you ask any questions, I am trying to answer them. Whether it's the right answers for you, I don't know, but it's what I think, my opinion. So I don't edit things. People are asking me to do a day in the life. I can't edit. I just don't. I ain't got time for that. So it's over 20 minutes now. So see you next week. Look out for the video on the Ministry of Defence building and stuff, and the hospitals and the prisons, the protocol. Speak soon.